My name is Brendon Daniels, and I play Detective 40 Bell in White Lies.
Amazing. And how are you feeling today?
Feeling good. Saw the
Yeah.
first 2 episodes. Love the overall feel of it, and I trust that the larger South African public is going to love it as well.
Yeah. Mr. Spinners, Unseen, White Lies now. I mean, you're a man of the big productions. How do you do it?
I don't know. You just keep on hustling. You need to put food on the table, and so it just seems like these wonderful opportunities come about, and when they do, you have got to be ready for it. So yeah.
Yeah. And in terms of the productions that I've just mentioned, how does your character as a detective in White Lies challenge you compared to your previous characters that you've played?
Yeah, in White Lies, my character, apart from being a detective, he's also a family man. He's got a wholesome family setup. And it's always nice to play for the truths of those particular characters as well. It sort of highlights the fact as to what the challenges could be of a detective within a family setup, and how does he keep his work separated from that of the family. And I think that it was that kind of truth that you try to aspire to. And hopefully if you get that right, you get the audience on your side.
I think what's really nice about our characters is that they're quite original. For me, I found most of my motivation in the writing and in the script and from the notes of my directors. And as we worked on it, the character just built into itself by itself. I think, all the life that my character got came from the script and the writing and the hard work put into by everyone.
Yeah. And yourself, Dad?
Yeah, I think the script again was so well written, and it gave us so much sort of like meaty stuff to kind of dive into from a character perspective. But there was also a lot of kind of figuring out things on the fly as we went, and getting to work with such a great director like John, who comes from a bit of an acting background, and he was so supportive and collaborative. And I think Morgan and I knew from the beginning that our character's relationship was going to be, I guess, one of the backbones of the story, and it was important for, I know we had conversations about how important it was for us to just sort of work on that dynamic, and I guess the character stuff flowed after that. We always spoke about this kind of bubble that we were in, and I think that really helped us a lot to just develop the characters going forward.
And at what extent and what level of research did you have to do for this character? And what are some of the interesting things you discovered along the way?
Yeah, I think just from a sheer observation point of view, once the script is there, and the entire creative team that brings that particular script to its full fruition in terms of bringing that vision alive. So it becomes an ensemble piece, and so all you have to do is you have to be prepared, and you have to be able to discover on the day. And then with all of these creatives coming together, hopefully we'll get that fine line in the nuanced performances that we get from all the people playing in this production.
We basically hit it off immediately as we met.
Yeah, I think
so. It was very easy. I think the consistency comes from how well we bounce off of each other as actors already, and we can use that in our scenes. But in terms of like the chemistry, I feel like we've always had this kind of like friendship with each other.
Yeah, I think like Morgan mentioned in the auditioning process, we were paired together, and I think John and Richard, the amazing casting director, I guess saw something in us in that moment. And I remember the first day we met was in the makeup. Yeah, in the makeup. And we kind of almost hit it off straight away. There wasn't really, luckily there was no reservations or anything. We kind of just hit it off, and that really helped the work, of course. And we try to hang out as much as we could. Away from the work as well. So
and school.
Yeah. And I like how you speak about the preparation side of things. What are some of the mental preparations that you go through? Because I mean, with this series, you're filming for a very long time. There's some times where you're away from family for days, if not like hours sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
if not weeks, you know, in other
Yes.
productions. So how do you go about, you know, that mental preparation for a series of this caliber?
Yeah, I think that if you do get to a point in your life where you are given the opportunity to play multiple roles, it means that you've already adapted your way of thinking in terms of how you shape it, because it is not a career choice as much as it is a lifestyle. To be a performer and to be any creative, sometimes it can be a very lonely world that you traverse. But once you're on set and you have a bunch of creatives that works together, it almost doesn't feel like any kind of effort that you have to put in, because you're all there for the same end goal, and you want to get out a great production at the end of the day.
Wow, that's very interesting. And you're quite spot on. I want to touch on Natalie. You know, working with Natalie. What was that experience like?
Oh, she's great. She's amazing, and you just learn so much from her. So professional. Like, wow, I want to be like her.
Yeah.
Oh, not teach, but you definitely pick up on her lingo. She says copy a lot, and I started saying that too.
Yeah, once again, Natalie Dormer is, she's known. She's got this global attraction and she's well known. But at the end of the day, she works her craft the way everybody else works her craft, or their craft. What the result is that you always play for the truth, and she's all about the work. And I think it does have, it bends itself in the fact that there's a theatre background in both her case, and most of the people that you find in White Lies have got that theatre background.
Yeah.
So you kind of bring that element of the craft to film and television, and hopefully it translates.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's down to earth and all about the work and going for the honesty of the scene and the characters.
Yeah.
For me, it's seeing the little moments when you're acting, and the little moments that you don't really think about actually hold so much impact of the story, you know? So a lot of actors like think, oh, I want to do like this big scene where I'm screaming and crying, but like it's the little moments that count.
Yeah.
It's the little moments that make it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I was just gratitude. I was just so grateful to have been a part of it all, and it was such a crazy, demanding shoot. We worked a lot on this one, and so didn't really, in the moments, as with other things, I guess you don't really get a chance to reflect. And so when it was all over, it was just kind of this moment of wow, we did it, we pulled it off, and just reflecting on the people that we got to work with and just be around every day, and the amount of lessons that were learned on a personal and level, and also just from a career standpoint. Yeah, I was just super grateful and honored to be a part of it all.
What do you hope that viewers will take away from White Lies?
Yeah, hopefully they will advocate that hopefully we are the advocates to promote stories that has a global appeal, because it is a strictly whodunit. That's what it is. It just so happens that it plays off in an affluent area within the Cape. But this story could happen anywhere in the world. And I think we need to strive for that, rather than trying to lean too much into a history of this particular country and wanting to showcase most probably the disparity that is the landscape still today. But yeah, let's just tell stories. If it happens to be a white story, if it happens to be a black or a colored story, so be it. Let us just tell stories, and I feel White Lies does that.